Natalie G. Glam here. Welcome back to my channel. So you may have noticed this new little setup is kind of cute. Let me know how you feel about it. I'm just experimenting, trying to get a feel for what I want to bring to my channel right now. And as I venture into like lifestyle stuff, I feel like this would be a good new setup. So again, let me know in the comments how you feel. Today I have made a little wig. She cute or whatever. The hair that I made the wig from is from Today Only Hair from AliExpress. This isn't, but I ordered 3 bundles and a closure. I used a full, I would say a full 2 bundles, maybe. I don't even think that, I think it's really like a bundle and a half. So today's video is about this wig I made. I'm gonna show you guys how I made the wig. The hair is from, I keep touching my head as I talk about the wig. The hair is from Today Only Hair. It was super affordable for me to buy. So I'll leave a link for Today Only Hair just because it might be hard to find. I'll leave a link for it down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. And as soon as I bought it and I got it and I felt the quality of the hair, I had posted it on Snapchat and on Instagram. So if you don't have me on those, I'll put it right here. It's at Natalie G, just so that I could let you guys know how like good it felt. So the hair is like super movable, super light. If you like a fuller look, I wouldn't recommend that you buy just the 3 bundles that it comes with. I would say maybe buy more, but because for me, I have a longer face, I don't need a whole bunch of hair behind it. So when I got it, I was like, this is gonna be perfect. So this is 3 bundles of their Brazilian straight. Again, I don't know if I said it, but this is from Today Only Hair. 3 bundles of their Brazilian straight and a closure. It could be a bit fuller. I think the closure is full enough. I think the hair could be a bit fuller, but again, and I don't mean fuller like here because you can see its thickness here, but I mean like to the ends. Some sellers on AliExpress have the ability to make the hair look full, like from here all the way down, and it does, but it kind of thins out a little bit at the end. And for the purpose of how I'm wearing it, it looks good, but I would love for it to be just full all the way through. I think that's the only thing I have an issue with this hair, but aside from that, it was great. I paid last month, December 2017, I paid $83.86 for 3 bundles and a closure in Canadian dollars. $83.86 for 3 bundles and a closure. I'm on the website right now and it's about $100, which still isn't that bad. Like I got, my longest length is 18. I wanted it to be like an everyday wig, so I didn't go too long, but my longest bundle is 18. And for something that's quick and easy, $100 for like a whole $100 basically for a full weave, wig, whatever. Regardless of if the hair had all fallen off or not, I would still be happy if I got one good use out of the hair. But the fact that the hair is movable, it's really soft, it actually looks way better once you first get it. But because I washed it and I was very thorough, it's been through, you know, and then the closure got processed because, you know, it's been through some things, so it's not as even good as when it first came. And I'm still digging it, and it's still super soft. I haven't added any moisturizer, any oil or anything to it, and it still moves and looks like natural. It looks really good. So again, $100, really good quality. It was really minimal shedding on top of that. So even the closure, I processed this closure like 10 times because I bleached the knots, then I ended up trying to dye the hair, then I dyed back the knots and I bleached the knots again, then the knots were bleached enough, so I bleached the knots again. So the closure was through the ringer, and the closure is still very, very soft. There are a few like flyaway hairs, but that just happens with these things even after the plucking. But like honestly, minimal shedding, and again, the quality is still there. I didn't dye the hair because I don't know if I want to do something with it later on, so I wasn't really feeling like doing a color or anything like that, so I left it as is. And I did not use all 3 bundles. That's really important to know. I used my longest bundle, my whole 18 is in here, but for the 16 and the 14, I actually ended up splitting the wefts, and then I didn't even use the full weft that I split. So it's really like there's no hair in here. Like I think realistically I could probably make another wig if I wanted to, and I had another closure. I could probably make another wig of this same kind of density with the leftover hair that I have. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So sit back, relax. But before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe. Just hit that button right down below. Subscribe to me if you want to see more hair tutorials, more lifestyle videos coming in 2018, and cute makeup looks like this. Thanks, guys. Okay guys, so here's what you'll need. You'll need a wig head. Mine's been through some things, as you can see. I've already outlined my measurements on my head from a previous wig that I made because the styrofoam wig heads are much smaller than my head. So I have to do that just so that I get to know where the wig's actually going to fall. You'll need gloves as well. You'll need dye brushes. You'll also need a dye bowl. You'll also need foil for the processing part. You will need a bleach of some sort. Mine is Prism Lights by Salon. You'll also need Shimmer Light shampoo. You will also need Isoplus shampoo, which stops the bleach from working, so you'll need that later on. You will then need lots of thread and a needle, a curved needle. I don't know the actual word for it. You'll need hair clips. Need a wig cap. I didn't use this one. I actually used one that has elastic in the back, but not elastic all the way around. You'll need Adore Honey Brown hair dye. You will need tweezers. You will also need 40 volume developer. Any brand is fine as long as it's 40 volume. You will also need T-pins or hairpins. You'll need hair scissors. And what else will you need? I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's a towel. You'll need a towel just to help yourself clean up. So again, the hair is from Today Only Hair. It came just like this. Each bundle and everything was individually wrapped, and they threw some lashes in there, which actually don't look too bad. So this is a free part closure, 10 inches. It's silky. It was really dense. It didn't come with baby hairs. The description says baby hairs. I don't really need baby hairs on a closure, so it's not a big deal for me, but it was nice and dense. The knots weren't too dark in the beginning, so I was happy with it. The hair was super soft. It moved well. It looks bad because it was like thrown back in the bag, but it did look so nice when it first came to me. So I got a 12 bundle, a 14 bundle, and a 16 bundle, or was it? I don't know what I did. But I'll leave the link to what I got down below. And again, this is how the hair looks when I first got it, and it's double wefted. Okay, so we're going to lay a bag down on the area that we're going to work on just to protect, your neck. So we're bleaching the closure. We're starting with the Prism Lights bleach, our 40 volume developer, our Shimmer Light shampoo, Adore hair dye, foil, brushes, bowl, and get those gloves on because your skin is very precious, Ain't nobody trying to, ruin our skin over a closure, okay? So what I start by doing is smoothing the hair down to make sure I've gotten all those flyaways down. Just use a little bit of water on your hands and kind of just protect all those flyaways so that they don't get bleached. I use 2 scoops of the Prism Lights bleach, and then I add 40 volume developer as I see fit until I get it to a cake batter consistency. This is just thick enough that it coats the knots, but not thin enough to not coat the knots. I don't know how to describe it, but you want it to stick on the closure, not seep through, but you also don't want it to be too thick and just sit on top of the lace. It has to be thin enough to kind of go below and hit those knots. So you want to add a little bit of pressure, not too much, but not too little. So it's so weird. It's like some people add no pressure at all, but for me, if I don't add any pressure, it doesn't go deep enough. And if I add too much pressure, obviously it goes through too much and bleaches the hair. So I start light and then I kind of push through as I see fit. So you want to be as close to the edges as possible without dyeing the hair or bleaching the hair, sorry. I use Prism Lights by Salon for bleach because it's a tonal bleach, so essentially I get less of that orangey finish after bleaching the knots with the closure and after it's rinsing out, so I do like to use that. And again, get as close as possible, cover it completely, have it sit for about 30 minutes and check it. So I'm going to take it up and put it on foil. And I'm checking it periodically because sometimes these things do process quickly. With Prism Lights, it tends to take longer than a regular bleach. So at 30 minutes, I checked it. It still wasn't ready. For me, this took probably about 45 minutes. It sat like this. On the floor of the kitchen, and I'm feeling all you not. Ain't nobody else. Okay, so since our closure is processing, I'm going to start taking apart the bundles. I really wanted to show you guys the density as it came. That's what one track looks like. So not too bad at all, but again, could be thicker from root to tip. So now my closure I thought was ready. So by ready, what I do is I kind of look at it and I pick it up and I look through the closure to see if I see as many knots on the side because the bleach is blue. So essentially I should still see those little black dots if it hasn't, if it's not ready. And if it is ready, I shouldn't see any like this. So this is what it looked like when it was done. I got a little bit of bleach on the hair. Wasn't too mad about that. So I'm just going to go right in with my Isoplus shampoo. And this, again, it stops the bleach from working. And it just makes sure that it doesn't do any further damage to the hair.
So we're being very thorough when we're rinsing because, again, we want all that bleach gone. We don't want any further harm done to the hair. And then we go in with our Shimmer Lights shampoo. So this is the purple shampoo that essentially should start correcting. It acts as a color corrector as well. So it works with my bleach to get rid of that orangey color that you can see on the closures. So I washed it out, I shampooed it, washed it out, and then for the second shampoo, I let it sit for about 10 to 20 minutes, and then I rinsed it out after. What it looks like. As you can see, it's a little bit more skin-like. It's less orangey. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I believe the before will be on the right-hand side, but yes, it looks more like my scalp than the before. It's not too much of a difference, again, because of all the steps I've taken with the bleach. Do not do this step. I wanted to show you guys just in case it impacted the final result of my closure, but this is using the Adore dye and some hot water to tint the lace. All this ended up doing was dyeing back my knots, so then I had to bleach them again. So there's no point in doing it. I don't recommend it, but I'm just showing you for the purpose of the video. Okay, so you just have to measure your head just so that you know, get a feel for what you're actually going to try and accomplish today. You need to know how big your head is.
Okay, so we've established that this is not my head size. So when I sew the closure on, I'm not going to sew it flat onto the head. The reason being is the closure doesn't stretch. This is mesh, right? Well, lace. This is lace. So this is not going to stretch to my head. So I have to plan for the fact that this will stretch, but remember, I'm going to be cutting this out so that you can see the scalp, as complicated as this sounds. Because my mannequin head is not my size, I have to plan for the fact that when I put the wig on my head, I want it to fit. And until I have a mannequin head that's the appropriate size, this is what I have to do.
Okay, so I'm going to tie up the hair and just get it out of the way. I've pinned the closure down to the cap, but again, I've left a little bit of room for my head to go in. Not like a bunch, because the edges still have to be flat, but a little bit of room. I'm going to apologize in advance for my camera angles because they're terrible. And I'm about to apologize again because this is not where your first, incision, let's say, should go, because then your knot is on the top of the closure. I was so done with this wig and I was very tired, so I didn't think this through. Technically, when you start your wig, start under the wig cap and push through so that your knot at the end of the thread is underneath the closure and no one sees it. For me, because I'm doing a middle part, no one sees it anyway, but it's very important to know that you're not putting it there. So again, I just sewed everything all the way around and I'm tying that off. On the floor of the kitchen, and I'm feeling no, you not, ain't nobody else. So I look crazy, but this is what it looks like on top of the wig cap. So it looks pretty good to start, you know what I mean? So let's get into sewing down these tracks, honey. The train is coming. So I'm starting with my longest bundle, which was 18 inches, and I'm using the flip over method. So I'm going to pin right there across the nape of the mannequin head, and then I'm going to start on the other side and I'm going to sew across, and then I'll show you the flip over method once I get there. Some say one love is dumb love, but I know for sure it ain't true. I've been in and out of a lot of girls, I got stuck when I was in you. And like, don't you get it confused, you see, you know how them girls would be doing me. They got nothing on you, that's nothing, only a rubber comes between you and me. Ooh. Sorry, baby. So this is where the flip over method begins. I remove the pin that has been holding the track up, and then I'm going to sew up to where the pin was. Come on, Natalie, sew up to where the pin was. Yes. And then I'm going to flip the track over that. Yep, flip it over, and I start sewing right back on top of it. And by on top, I don't mean directly on top, but I sew this track as close as possible to the previous track, just so that my back is my back. Not my actual back, but the back of the wig is thick and dense, opposed to the top. So this is where my full 18 bundles took me basically almost most of the damn wig. So I only had a little bit to cut off. That's as far as we got, and now I'm going to start splitting my wefts. Splitting my wefts means that I'm taking, because this is a double wefted bundle, I'm taking it and I'm splitting it in half. This is just to give me a thinner density up top and a more natural look. So what I ended up doing was splitting my 16 a little bit. So I would take the razor, push it in between, split it in half, split it into the two, and then I did the same thing with my 14 as well. But essentially, I didn't do the whole bundle, because what's the point in splitting the whole bundle when I don't know what I'm going to use it for? So I kept splitting up until I thought as far as I needed, and then I kind of just measured how much I actually did need, so I didn't end up splitting all of it. And especially because once I split it, then I technically have two, and in the end product, I'm pretty sure I only ended up using like 2 of the 16s after they were split and 2 of the 14 after they were split. I didn't end up needing a whole bunch of hair, so it wasn't even half of the bundle. Again, I probably used less hair than I have left over. So this is what the weft looks like after it's split. It is obviously thinner, but that's what I'm going for. Don't be alarmed when you see gaps in the top of the wig, because how you're supposed to be building it is that everything is supposed to fall downward. So all these little holes and peekaboos will be covered. And I leave more gaps, bigger gaps between the tracks, because when you look at someone who actually has naturally straight hair, they don't have a whole bunch of lumps and bumps. So I needed it to be as flat as possible up top. It is a bit trickier to sew a thinner weft, just because of, like, again, the knot doesn't quite stay there, but I had to be very meticulous. As you're going to see, I knotted this, triple knotted it, because I really wanted it to stay. I took the needle through like 3 times, and then on the 3rd time I wrap the, what is it called, the thread around the needle, and then I push it through and I tie a 3rd knot just to make sure that this was secure.
Say my name, wear it out. 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 Some say one love is dumb love, but I know for sure it ain't true. I've been in and out of a lot of girls. I got stuck when I was in you. And like, don't you get it confused. You see, you know how them girls would be doing me. They got nothing on you, that's nothing. Only a rubber comes between you and me. Ooh. Sorry, baby. Ain't the type chillin' at the party, baby. Ain't the type to pull up in the Rari, baby. Ain't the moonwalking nigga saying call me, baby. I know.
So this is how we're looking. Almost done. Again, I probably used 2 16s once they were split, and then I've done 1 14 at this point, and then this is my last 14. So when I'm sewing this together, again, sorry for the camera angle because you can't see me, you can't see what I'm doing. I would like to be sewing the weft, so the weave track, basically into the frontal. So I want to have no gaps. It should be seamless and everything should be flat. So I know you see some bumps now, but what I end up doing is I end up sewing the track into those bumps and everything ends up flat in the end.
Let me hear you scream it out. Say my name, wear 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 it out.
Okay, so I've cut out the wig cap and I still have the front of my lace on. I've attached an elastic band. The elastic band's white because that's all the dollar store I had and I didn't feel like going to Michael's, but I sewed that onto the inside where I needed some extra security, and the wig cap came with clips in it, so I was basically set. yeah, so this is what it looks like on. I was just playing with it because I really wanted to see and get a feel for the density of the front of the closure, just so I can tell what needs to be done. So I pushed the hair in front of my face. I was like, you know what, I kind of have an idea. Put it back on the wig head and start plucking. So that's where you need your tweezers. So pluck until you get your desired look. Closures are a lot easier because there's less room to work with than a frontal. You don't really have to worry about baby hairs that much. But with frontals, my trick is to always aim for behind, never aim for right in front. If you start a little bit more back, not directly in front, then you can kind of get an idea. But then if you start in front and you take off too much hair, then you don't know how far back to go. So push the hair forward, play with it, kind of see what you need to do. I didn't want to tweeze too much, but it was really like a free parting closure. Like, it didn't need much work at all. The part itself, I just was picking out any outstanding knots that were annoying me, but it didn't need much work at all. It looked pretty good to go.
On the floor of the kitchen,
so I put the wig on. It looks great. Don't even mind me during this video because I was so careless. Like, I literally just put it on at the end and I didn't want to keep moving it up. I didn't use anything to attach it. I just put it on. So I should have been more careful as to where it was. And because I have a widow's peak, I'm already, like, you know, I'm clocking myself at that point. But it looks good once I pushed it all the way forward in the beginning. This is what it looked like, and that's what I wanted it for. Something I can easily just throw on and go skedaddle.
I feel like, yeah, just leaving it as is. You can add clips. I'm not a big clip person. Like, as you can see, the wig is very movable. And I have clips that I could sew on, but I don't like how it pulls on my edges, and I don't like how it feels in the back. I just never have liked clips in my wigs. So, and because this is not something we'll be wearing when I'm doing something crazy, like running a marathon or something, I feel like I don't need the clips. But if you are a person that likes clips, they can definitely be sewn in at any part. But the wig is very, like, just pop it right on. You're done. That's it. Like, that easy. That's what I want. I want something that I can literally put on my head and go out the door. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how I did. Like, I know I left this little blonde here, but honestly it's because I'm not too lazy, but like, you know when you have a good thing and I can deal with it. Like, it's not even the worst and it's kind of cute. It's not the worst thing that could happen to a wig, and I'm like, you know what, I'll deal with it another day. I'd rather just film, get the video out while the hair's still cheap, available, stuff like that. Comment below if you want to see more hair-oriented videos. I plan to do more, and especially affordable things like this, little steals and deals. That's got my name written all over it. So again, let me know what you think, if I did a good job, things like that. Comment them down below. Also, like this video, please, and subscribe to me. It would mean so much. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.